Bye. It was actually extremely fucking cold when I just got home. Don't mind the squeaky chair. It was supposed to be, this part of the house that I'm at was practically supposed to be where drinks were served. But these chairs have gotten so rusty. Every move I make, there's a squeak. Doesn't matter if you're petite or medium or, I don't know, 8x large, this chair is going to fucking squeak. And if you're a fat fuck ton of lard at that, it's probably going to go right through your asshole. Hypersexualization, shame, and a black female body. Regular girls, I'm reading off a script by the way, if you don't mind. And I don't talk to the camera as much. I've never thought before, and it feels like a teaching lesson. If you don't mind, I still have gloves on because I'm still kind of cold. And I don't want to get frostbite necessarily, even though it's not like extremely like snowy outside, but it's so cold that I would literally be shaking like teeth shaking. And I thought I had gradually gotten used to the cold, but no. Okay, so you know how regular girls get extremely hypersexualized and slut shamed and then body shamed and then torn down to bits, pretty much metaphorically, by random men or mean, weird bully fags. I'm not a perfect person, but I'm not like my mom. Like, worst case scenario, which actually is happening to me, it's like Norbit being acted out, like, and it's like specifically, the movie specifically has this negative connotated heavy stereotype that messes with my confidence, breaking me down or even apart further. Like, I get it, weird fucks feed on fat black girl trauma, like I'm the bitch on the Precious movie set. You know who I'm specifically talking about? Or I don't know, an ultra weirdo gets off to it, and they've got to be extremely misogynistic. Extremely overly, like, toxic misogynist, or they have to be fat phobic or whatever ick or phobia is out there, or even greater terms that might be out there, you know. I'm not skinny, and I don't know what you skinny sluts wear, but I live with a baddie turned basic bitch, a fat one at that, who later on turned bitter. And it happens to be a mom-daughter relationship. One gets overly vilified and bitter, and it's usually the mom. And if it's the daughter who ends up, getting like this like villainous aura and, coming for their mom's throat and acting all disrespectful and shit, like, that's uttermost not tolerable. And if I were to end up living enough to become a mother and end up having a daughter like that, I would not tolerate that. That is actually worth getting kicked out more than when I got kicked out randomly because I didn't want to give my mom a phone. And that's what it was about. And it's not like blah, blah, blah. It ends up like I was talking to a random older male or something. No, shit like that did not go down, but I ended up missing for like a couple of days, and I ended up at the hospital, like ended up having to get driven up in an ambulance to a hospital. It's a long story. Yeah, so I wouldn't tolerate a daughter who is the villain in the picture and is like being overly toxic towards their mother. Um, and I don't want to end up having to live up to the expectation of ending up to be that weirdo mom who ends up coming for her daughter's figure as well, making remarks about her body, and other family members do the same shit. I seen that shit go down. It happened in like person of color households. If you're pooping right now, you're doing a really great job. I'm holding onto your hands. You're doing a good job. I don't know about the male perspective. They're innocent sometimes, but it's a thought for later, honestly. And I'm thinking about that. Because with community and everything, I don't give a fuck. I don't tell you. It's a thought for later. Skinny bitches have always been mean to me and other girls like me in the past, and still now. It's cool, yeah. I was never really able to do much about it, anyways. I mean, like, I already said, I'm not perfect, so I've even body shamed you skinny bitches, like, not to your face, but if I saw that you gained a little 5 pounds, I was like, bitch, she's gaining a little bit. And I'm actually concerned for you because you're supposed to live up to this gaze and look skinny petite, or whether model-esque figure you have out there. And I mostly seen and dealt with black bodies, so there's a specific figure I see all the time. It's like, bitch, you're getting a little fat. Yeah, it's cool if they've been mean to me. You skinny bitches have been mean to me. I didn't particularly glorify you skinny bitches unless it was like a fucking model worth billions and she was on my screen. Usually in her blonde, blowout, beautiful figure, I praised like the hungry piggy men who were after them. Like, they're used to it anyways, honestly. I actually fucking hate Norbit so much. When I was in Louisiana with those weirdos couch surfing, they made me watch that movie again. It was so unpleasant. My mom still thinks I'm on drugs. I'm actually sped because I breastfed a motherfucker, female by the way, randomly on my drive back home by my personal chauffeur when I was like 8 to 11 years old. Let's say taxi cab paid by grandma to drop me off at school with other random kids. I don't know. You know what? At some point, I was really all for the no discrimination against all body types. Equality matters. Like, no, we are not the same, but we can set our differences aside type vibe. Let's be nicer to all body types. Not every baby comes out of the fucking vagina 10 kg or like 5 kg or whatever the smallest petite size is. Some are heavy and are to remain like that. Oh, chunky fat babies are cute, like Nikki said. That same people are, meant to be bigger bone. And I get that it's not always appeasing to the gays, or like the gays that penises are mostly pleased with. But men, or most males, know how to do that thing where they're on their high horse most of the time, extremely hypersexualizing a female, and then your wife ends up getting a little fat later, and then you end up body shaming her from the strands of her hair to the soles of her feet, when it should be the exact fucking opposite. The over sexualization happens a lot in this generation. So I actually have phlegms to spit out. It happens a lot in this generation, and it greatly concerns me. Yeah, I took a vagina picture so that I wouldn't get called a transvestite, but I wasn't expecting to actually get slut shamed a couple of times. There are bullies too, and it's just not the regular old bully that makes you feel like ending your life. There's more. There's also uh like a type of faggot male specifically. They're also mostly black faggot males. They're the ones first top tier before the blonde faggot males also specifically target individuals like me, wanting them to, end their lives. Um, and they're usually extremely entitled, come for someone's innocent daughter's life, and usually they are put in a situation way worse than I'm going through this cycle of girling as well. They act extremely over feminine, like to the point of like some Lady Gaga shit, like wanting to kill you and steal your entire fucking personality, and it's weird. um I've never dropped a fucking body before unless it was like my fucking skunk pussy doing its job and has scared a couple people in my past. Um, Girling is not as easy as it seems. It doesn't favor me much. That's why I play between androgenuity and being the la femme, the woman sometimes. I like a sexy accent. I thought drugs were the only way. I mean, let me over infantilize myself and act like 16-year-old, or maybe let's take it back to like maybe 8-year-old me, where I had to act extremely infantilizing myself because I feel like I lost a little bit of my childhood always playing this caricature of an older person, because my mom was forced to play that role even though she was the middle child, and she's actually communicated that to me a lot. And I don't know if she actually goes through all the videos I've posted so far. I need to shit my brains out, but anyway, let's get through this video so that I can go shit. We're gonna go shit together in the bathroom. So mask on, I thought drugs were an escape. I'm still just a kid. I never overdosed. That shit was actually pretty good. It was lit. So if you're gonna get me to try to kill myself, I must go on some drugs first because I fucking miss them. And if you vape, you're a loser. If you vape, it's just my piss juice you're vaping, and it's a very fucked poisonous pH. Thanks for calling me a retard. I appreciate that. No one talks about the teen epidemic. As unconcerning as it may seem, it seems like we're being vilified and like ostracized by society for trying to, step out and advocate. And at some point as well, we are also over infantilized and then treated like a sped kid or like a gifted kid, like acting like weird. Wait, let me take off my clothes to properly, like something like that. Like something like that. Okay, I'm gonna actually use a tissue to get rid of my spit. When we should be actually understood, because they don't want to understand us. That's the whole point. We should be understood, but that's actually because they don't want you to be understood and that it's just a kid, a harmless kid. Yeah, that whole infantilization aspect, it generally happens to a spoiled fat brat like myself. I don't know about you. I'm a nigga, a negro, but that child is developing into a young adult. Then an adult, yeah, I'm a young adult. Then they actually have a brain. I passed airs sometime while I was making this script. So a moment of silence. I gave back to the earth. You know, that's the whole decomposition process if you're into fucking necrophilia and shit. Takes a breath and talks about how I styled my hair. Actually, I'm trying to make this video a 15-minute video, but the wind passed through my hair way too many times, so it's not as cute as it looked like when I was going for my job interview. But I put a little clip in my hair, and I think I could go on a walk tonight, but it's been so cold, and it's like, I don't know. I don't think I've got it in me unless I had a babe by my side or something like everyone would want me to be. All clingy and stuff on bae, you know. I wish I had a twin sister. Like, you know how thing 2 has a thing 1? I wish I had my thing 1, you know.